Hello everyone, I welcome you all to Civil's Mentorship. So I hope you have went through the UPSC notification and already started filling up the application form as well. So as we all know that prelims, which is on 24th of May, so consists of two papers. Paper 1, that is our GS paper, and paper 2, which is the CSAT paper. So now if you have went through the previous year question papers, you would observe that in the last few years, the CSAT paper has become quite tough. Tough in the sense the questions have become much more lengthier, and even the IITians is also getting stuck in solving the quant related questions. So now in today's session, let's discuss that what should be our approach or how can we handle this particular paper. So as we all know, that means, as I discussed it last time also, that we will be doing all the PYQs from what? Now from 2013 onwards. So from 2013 onwards till 2025, we will be dealing with all the PYQs. So, but before jumping into the PYQs, let's understand how the question patterns are coming from CSAT paper. So over here, there is an analysis of the question papers from 2013 till 2025. So as we all know that there are three sections: quant section, the LR section, and the RC section. So if we have observed that entire quant section, okay, like suppose for example from 2013 till 2025, so how many questions, approximately how many questions are coming? Not approximately, to be precise. Say for example in 2013 26 questions came, 30 in 2014, 34, 28, 32, 41, 38, 43, 41, 41, 42, 36 and 31. So if you see across the papers, means from 2013 till 2025, the number of questions that are coming from the quant section almost remains constant, which is 30, 35 like this. But in 2020, the number of questions got increased, which is for 43, 21 also 41, 22 41, 23 42, and again 24 36, and 2025 it slightly declined, 31. So why I am saying all these things? Because from here only we can assume that we can predict, not exactly assume, but we can slightly think of that how the question paper will be in the 2026 paper. So similarly from the LR section, if you see from 2013 till 2025, so in between if you see the number of questions got reduced, 18, 13, 12, 12, 12, 12, again 23, 11 and 20, and after 23, that is 2024, the number of questions got increased, which is 17, and 2025 also the number of questions got increased to 20. And from the RC section, if we observe, so from the RC section, the number of questions almost remain constant throughout, which is 27, 28, and 2025 slightly it got increased to 29. So from here, what assumptions we can make or how we can approach the paper? See, the best way is to solve the PYQs and understand the pattern of questions that already came in the last 5 years at least. But over here, we will be dealing with the questions from 2013 till 2025. So as we all know that, see, as we all know that this one in the paper, in CSAT paper, how much we need to score? Now in CSAT paper, we need to score 66.67. Okay. So exactly, approximately how many questions you need to make correct? So out of, as we all know that there are total 80 questions out there. So out of those 80 questions, how many questions we need to make 100% correct? Not 27 questions. So that means if you have attempted 27 questions and you are 100% sure that you are 100% efficient, so that means you can cross this particular paper. But it's not that no one can be 100% efficient. Okay. So that's why it's better always to try more questions, and so that at least even if some questions you are not, some questions gets wrong, at least you can cross the marks. That is 66.67. So out of 80 questions, if you can correctly score 40 questions, even if suppose for example you have attempted all the 80 questions, and out of those 80 questions the number of questions which are correct is 40 and number of questions which is incorrect is also 40, so then also you will cross. Because if you see 40 into 2.5, because each marks means each question carries 2.5 marks, so that means 100 over here. And if you, and the negative marking is 1/3 of the marks assigned to that question. So in CSAT paper, each question has been assigned 2.5 marks. So that means 1/3 of 2.5 is what? Now 2.5 by 3, which is approximately coming to as 37.5 approx. So now overall, how much marks you can get? Now 66.67. So that is what, so that means what can be our approach? That means minimum we need to score these many questions correct. That's why it's better. See, if you means many of us are coming from humanities background who has not done the quant section for past many years. So it's even, as I mentioned previously, that even the IIT students are getting stuck in the quant section, okay, in some of the questions. So what can be the best approach for us? So as we have seen from here, say for example, as we have seen from here is that, say for example, 2025 paper only, okay. So 2025 paper, how many questions came from the quant section? Now quant section 31 questions came, the LR section 20 questions came, and the RC section 29 questions came. So what do you think, or what means how what suggestions I can provide is what shall be our best approach? See, we have three sections: quant, LC, that is logic, LR, logical reasoning, and RC. So what I can suggest is no need to focus on all the three sections with equal importance, because that is not possible also that you can be good in all the three sections. Okay, and you no need to, and no need of that, and no need to be good in all the three sections with proper means with equal. Okay, it's of no requirement, because you no need to score 200 out of 200. You simply need to score 70. That's it, and nothing else. So what can be the best approach? See, out of these three sections, you can do means as per your choice, you can be good in two sections. Okay, say for example, mostly people score well in the RC section. So I know means we all know that if you can in the quant section or in the logical reasoning section, if for few of the questions, if your answer is means if you can get the particular answer, then you are sure that you are getting full marks in that particular question. But in the RC section, sometimes you don't know, right, that what assumptions you have made for which you came to that particular answer. Maybe examiner is thinking in a different manner. So whatever answer that you have given may not be correct. So in some cases that is slightly dicey. So, but still, RC you can score the most in the RC section. And out of these two sections, quant and LR section, you can pick those particular topics based on which you can score the marks. That's the only thing. Say for example, it's not that every topic the sums are means the questions that are coming is tough. So there are few topics which is very easy from both quant section and the LR section. So you need to make sure that you score well in those two sections. And then you have the RC section. So that is why I'm saying that RC section you make it strong, and the remaining two sections you can predict. Okay, means you can score well in those easy questions or little bit medium questions also. So you no need to attempt those tough questions. Now, but how do you know that which question or which topic is easy and which topic is less tough, or which topic is medium and which topic is means questions are coming much tough from which topics? When you will solve the previous year questions. So that's why from today onwards, we will means from this session itself, we will be solving the previous year questions from 2013 till 2025. So based on after you solve all these questions, you will come to know which topic you need to focus on and from where you can fetch the marks. That's it and nothing else. So without, so let's start with the, so today I will be starting with the logical reasoning section. So today let's start with this logical reasoning section. And in the logical reasoning, which chapter we will be doing it. So for today, we will be doing the topic of distance and direction. It's a very easy topic that you will see when we will be solving the questions. So we will be solving the questions from 2013 till 2025. So that's how we will be doing it for each and every chapter. So let's start. So first question. So first question is what? Now this particular question came in 2014. That means there was no question that came, no question came in 2013 from this particular topic. Now let's understand. Okay, so this is why I am focusing more on the previous year question, because based on this previous year questions only, when you solve these questions, you will get an idea that the pattern, the exact pattern, how they are framing the question. What is the pattern? So based on that, you can practice on your own as well. But the most important thing is to solve the previous year questions. So let's start with the first question. So this particular question came in 2014. So what the question is saying, that location of B is north of A and location of C is east of A. The distances AB and AC are 5 km and 12 km respectively. The shortest distance between the locations B and C is. Okay. So basically, let's read the question again. What they are saying, that location of B. So what they are saying basically over here, now location of B is north of A. Okay. So now we know that, let's solve this particular question. So what we know, So we basically know the direction. So from here means this particular topic is entirely based on the concept of direction. Okay. So what we know? So we know this particular thing. So this is north, this is east, this is west, and this is south. That's the only thing. Okay. Now let's go to the question. First point is they have made is location of B is north of A. Okay. Location of B is north of A. Okay. Location of B is north of A. Fine. Next is location of C is east of A. Location of C is east of A. Okay. What else they have said? The distances AB and AC are 5 km and 12 km respectively. That means the distance between AB is 5 and distance of AC is 12. Okay. Now what you need to find out? The shortest distance between the locations B and C. So basically what exactly we need to find it out? We need to find this particular distance, which is BC. Now, if you see that this has already formed what exactly this particular thing is. So this is 90 degree. So that means we can say that this is a right angle triangle, which is BAC. Okay. So that means it's a triangle. Okay. And now what else we know? See, for a right angle triangle, if we remember in class 9 and 10, we have read through or we have went through one theorem called the Pythagoras theorem. What the Pythagoras theorem says that hypotenuse square is equal to height square plus base square. Okay. In this case, what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is this one BC. That means BC square is equal to height square. What is height? Height is AB. AB square plus base square. Which one is base? Over here base is AC. AC square. Now you need to find out this particular thing, which is BC. You need to find out this one. So let's do it. You know the value of AB and AC. What is AB? Now AB is 5 square plus what is AC? AC is 12 square, which is 25 plus 144, which is nothing but 169. That means BC square is equal to 169. Now then what will be BC? BC will be root over of 169, which is 13. So that means my final answer will be, that is the shortest distance between the locations B and C is 13. So this will be my option, means this option will be my answer. Understood? Let's repeat this question again. What we did over here. Now look what exactly they have mentioned over here. Now that location of B is north of A. That is location of B is north of A. That means B is located north of A. So that is what we did. B is located north of A. Now just remember this particular thing. Then it will be easier to solve all the questions. Okay. So that means B is located north of A. Next what they have mentioned, that location of C is east of A. That means location of C is east of A. These things they have mentioned. What else they have given in the question? The distances AB and AC are 5 km and 12 km respectively. That means the distance AB is 5 km and distance AC is 12 km. So okay, fine. So that means this AB is 5 km and then AC is 12 km. What else they have said? What they exactly asked over here? Now the shortest distance between the locations B and C is. That means basically they are asking the distance between B and C. So what is B and C? Now B and C is this one. Okay. And now as we know that since it has formed a right angle triangle, which this is 90 degree. So that means this will form a this will be my hypotenuse. So this is my hypotenuse. So and we know the Pythagoras theorem that hypotenuse square is equal to height square plus base square. So which one is hypotenuse over here? Now BC. So BC square is equal to AB square plus AC square. And we know the value of AB and AC. So AB is 5 square, AC is 12 square, which is 25 plus 144, 169. So that means BC is coming to as 13. So that means my final answer is 13. So this is my final answer. So I hope you understood this particular question. Now let's move on to the next question. Now see, in 2014, 2 questions came. So the one which we solved, this one also came in 2014. Now you have seen, right, that this is a very easy question. So if you have the common idea of Pythagoras theorem and you have the common knowledge of about this direction, that is east, west, north, south, so easily you can get plus 2.5 over here. So this is a easy topic which you need to attend. Now, next question. Okay, what this question is saying, that consider the following statements. It is also came in 2014. So there are 6 villages A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, fine. First part is F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. Next is B is 1 kilometer to the east of E. Next is A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. Next is C is 1 kilometer to the east of A, and D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. Now what they have asked for? Now which 3 villages are in a line? Okay, let's see that what exactly. Now let's solve this particular question. So firstly, what they have mentioned, that F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. That means, say for example, this is D, this is F, and distance is 1 kilometer. Next, what they have said, B is 1 kilometer to the east of E. Okay, anywhere else D or F is there. Okay, now see, over here D is there, over here also D is there. So let's solve this particular statement first, that D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. Okay, so that means what is the position of D? The position of D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. So that means A is over here, D is over here. Okay, now let's see the question again. Where is A? Anywhere else A is there? Yes, A is there. A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. That means, see, A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. Now north of E means this one. This direction is north of E, and 2 kilometer they have said. We know that distance between A and D is 1 kilometer. So in that case, D and D, what will be the distance? 1 kilometer, because then only this distance is coming to 2 kilometer, correct? Okay. Now what else they have said? So that means this point is done, this point is done, this point is done. What else is left? B is 1 kilometer to the east of E. B is 1 kilometer to the east of E. B is 1 kilometer to the east of E. Okay. Fine. Now what else? What other points they have mentioned? So that means this is also done. Next is C is 1 kilometer to the east of A. C is 1 kilometer to the east of A. Okay, this is also done. What the question is saying, which 3 villages are in a line? Which 3 villages are in a line? 3 villages in a line. So which 3 villages in a line? A, D and E. So A, D, E. These 3 villages are in a same line. So what will be my answer? My answer will be A, D and E. So which is option B. Understood? Okay, let's solve this question again, because there are multiple statements over here. So let's solve this again. What they have initially mentioned, that there are 6 villages A, B, C, D, E, F. Fine. What they have mentioned, that F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. Okay. Next is, where is D? Anywhere else D is there out of these 5 statements? Yes, D is over here. That means D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. So D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. Fine. Next part is A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. A is 2 kilometer. Sorry. D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. Okay. So D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. That means south of A. That means this one. Yes. Next is A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. This is A, and vice versa. Then we can say, right, that E is 2 kilometer south of A. See, this statement they have given that A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. Vice versa, we can also say that E is 2 kilometer south of A. Now how I am saying? See, this is E. That means this is also 1 kilometer. And this entire thing is AE. Now see, as per the question, they have mentioned that A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. Now this is E. North of E means in this direction A. So this vice versa, we can also say, right, that E is 2 kilometers south of A. So that is what we have mentioned over here. So from here we can see that ADE comes in the straight line. So that is where the question is, that which 3 villages are in a line which is AD and E. So I hope you understood this particular question. And also you have seen, right, that 2014, both the questions, both are of the same pattern only. So as we go across the papers till 2025, we will see that all the questions are in the same pattern, but based on the concept of direction and the basic Pythagoras theorem concept. That's it. Now let's move on to the next question. So what exactly the question is asking, saying that, okay, so this particular question came in 2015. That means, see, 2014, two questions came. 2015, again, the question came. Okay, let's see the question. What the question is saying, that Shahid and Rohit start from the same point in opposite directions. Okay. After each 1 kilometer, Shahid always turns left and Rohit always turns right. Okay. Now, which of the following statements is correct? Which of the following statements is correct? Okay. So that means they have given 4 statements and we need to see that out of these 4 statements, which of the following statement is correct. Okay. Let's solve this one. So what exactly they have asked for over here? What exactly they have said? Now, Shahid and Rohit start from the same point. Okay. So let's suppose this is the point. Okay. Which is point 2, from where both of them starts. Next, what they said? But they start in the same point in the opposite directions. Okay. What does this means? Say, for example, if Shahid goes in this direction, then Rohit will goes in this direction. Okay. Let's see what else they have said. After each 1 kilometer, Shahid always turns left. Okay. So that means after 1 kilometer, he turned left. Okay. And Rohit always turns right. So now see, he is going in this direction, right? So if he is going in this direction, then which will be right to him? Right will be this one. Okay. 1 kilometer. Next, what they said? Now see, now they have not said anything. So now let's see which statements they is correct. After both have traveled 2 kilometer, the distance between them is 4 kilometer. After both have traveled 2 kilometer. Okay. So let's see now. See. So this guy, Shahid, has traveled 1 kilometer and 1 kilometer. That is 2 kilometer. Now Rohit also traveled 1 kilometer and 1 kilometer, which is 2 kilometer. So they are saying that after both have traveled 2 kilometer, the distance between them is 4 kilometer. Is it correct? After they have traveled for 2 kilometer, the distance between them is 4 kilometer. So that means after traveling for 2 kilometer, Shahid is over here and Rohit is over here. So what is the distance between them? 1 kilometer plus 1 kilometer, which is 2 kilometer. But they are saying that after both have traveled 2 kilometer, the distance between them is 4 kilometer. That means this statement is not correct. Let's see the next statement. They meet after each has traveled 3 kilometer. Okay. After each has traveled 3 kilometer. That means, see, after each has traveled 3 kilometers. So now that means already they have traveled 2 kilometer. So Shahid will again turn left. That means 1 kilometer will come over here. Rohit will again turn right. 1 kilometer. That means he will come over here. Yes. So that means this statement is correct. Because as per the statement, what it has mentioned that they will meet after each has traveled 3 kilometer. So see, this was my initial point. Shahid went 1 kilometer towards north, then turned left 1 kilometer, then again turned left 1 kilometer. That means total kilometer, how much he has covered? Na 3 kilometer. Now Rohit. Initially Rohit has started towards south direction and covered 1 kilometer. Then again he turned right and covered 1 kilometer. Then again he turned right and covered 1 kilometer. So that means Rohit also covered 1, 2, 3 kilometer. So after covering 3 kilometer only, both of them have met each other again. So that means this particular statement is correct. That means they met after each has traveled 3 kilometer. Understood? So this was the question. So now see, I have got my answer in option B only. So I will not look for this particular options itself. Okay. So this was my answer. I hope you understood this particular question. See, again, same concept of direction. So if you have, if you have that particular awareness of about the direction, north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, this particular concept, then you will be able to answer these questions easily. Now let's move on to the next question. So today there are total 15 questions, okay, that came from 2013 till 2025. So today we will be discussing 5 questions and tomorrow we will be discussing the remaining 10 questions. So out of those 5 questions, we have already discussed 3 questions. Now let's discuss 2 more questions. So this is my next question. What this particular question is asking for, saying a person, this particular question came in 2016. Now you have observed, right, that 2014 two questions came, 2015 one question came, again 2016 questions came. So that means every year question, at least one question is coming from this particular topic. So that means if you can easily score from this particular topic. So next question is, a person walks 12 kilometer due north, then 15 kilometer due east, after that 19 kilometer due west, and then 15 kilometer due south. How far is he from the starting point? Okay. So what are the data that has been given over here? Now 12 kilometer due north. So this is first point. Next is then 15 kilometer due east. This is the second point. Third point is after that 19 kilometer due west. Okay. And the fourth point is 15 kilometer due south. Okay. Fine. Let's solve this one. So how to solve this? Let's see. Same concept, but let's see what's the answer or how to solve this particular question. First point, they have said that a person walks 12 kilometer due north. So that means, say for example, this is the starting point. Okay. So he went 12 kilometer. Fine. Then 15 kilometer due east. So 15 kilometer due east. Okay. Then what he is saying, then where he went, after that 19 kilometer due west. Okay. 19 kilometer due west. Now see, this is my starting point. I mentioned right that this is my starting point. Okay. So this is my starting point. So this is my north. This is my east. This direction is my west. And this direction will be my south. Okay. Firstly, they have mentioned that a person walks 12 kilometer due north. Due north means what? It went this side. He went this direction. Fine. Next part, he is saying that 15 kilometer due east. So that means the person went towards this direction. Okay. Next is after that 19 kilometer due west. 19 kilometer due west means what? This direction. So this is already 15 kilometer. How much more kilometer he had traveled towards west? 19 kilometer total he has traveled. Okay. So this is 15 kilometer. That means additionally he had traveled 4 more kilometer, because then only total, if we total this two, then only it is coming to 19, right? Let's understand this again. See, they have mentioned that 19 kilometer due west. That means towards west direction, he has traveled total 19 kilometer. So that means 15 kilometer he has already traveled over here. Okay. So 15 kilometer he has already traveled over here. So that means again he is coming back towards this direction. He is again coming back to this direction. That means 15 kilometer. But now this time he has traveled total 19 kilometers. So that means this is my 15. And this is my remaining 4 kilometer. Understood? Okay. Now next part is, and then 15 kilometer due south. Okay, fine. 15 kilometer due south. That means now he is moving towards this direction. But how much? 15 kilometer. So that means this is 15 kilometer. Okay. But now you see, this direction he has already went up, right? Went towards north direction, which is 12 kilometer. So now if I draw a line over here, so that means we can say that this is also 12. Correct. So we can say that this part is 12. Then what will be this part? The distance of this part. Total he has traveled 15 kilometer. So this part is 12. That means this is 3. What they are asking now? How far is he from the starting point? So what was his starting point? His starting point was this one. Now where he is? Now he is at this location. So what exactly we need to find out? Now distance of this. Okay. Now what is the distance of this? Now see, this is parallel to this line. Parallelogram concept. This is 4. That means this is also 4. This is 3, we know. Again same thing. Hypotenuse square. This is hypotenuse. This is height. This is base. Same concept. Hypotenuse square is equal to height square plus base square, which is 3 square plus 4 square, 9 plus 16, which is 25. That means hypotenuse is equal to 5. So that means my final answer is 5 kilometer. Understood? Okay. Let's revisit this question again. So firstly, what they have said, that a person walks 12 kilometer due north. Okay. So that means, so this is my north direction. Okay. So this is my north direction. So now he is going to this direction. How much distance? Not 12 kilometer. Fine. Next is then 15 kilometer due east. So now he is going 15 kilometer towards east direction. That means this direction. Okay. How much is the distance? 15 kilometer. Fine. Next is after that 19 kilometer due west. 19 kilometer due west means now west is this direction. So that means now he is going to this direction again. Okay. So now he is going to this direction. So this direction means this direction. So 15 kilometer he has covered from here to here. This remaining, how much is the distance? This remaining is my 4 kilometer. Okay. So that means total if we sum up, it is coming to 19 kilometer. Next is then 15 kilometer due south. So 15 kilometer due south means what? Now 15 kilometer due south. So now he is going to this direction. And how much is the distance? Now 15 kilometer. Okay. Now see, 15 kilometer out of this 15, this particular is 12 kilometer because this is parallel to this one. Okay. Then what will be the remaining distance of this? Now 3 kilometer. But that's it. Now they are asking to find out this distance, which is nothing but hypotenuse. So we know this distance, which is 4. We know this distance, which is 3. That's how we have come to the conclusion that the distance at which now he is standing from the starting position, which is 5 kilometer. So this was all about this particular question. So it's easy. Once you practice more or once we go through entire questions, all the questions from past years, you will get an idea that this type of questions only gets repeated and it's easy to score in this question. Now let's solve the last question for today. Then again, we will continue tomorrow with the remaining questions. So remaining, there will be 10 questions which will be covering up in tomorrow's session. So what exactly this particular question is saying? That a person climbs a hill in a straight path from point O on the ground in the direction of northeast and reaches a point A. Okay. After traveling a distance of 5 kilometers. Okay. Then from the point A, he moves to point B in the direction of northwest. Let the distance AB be 12 kilometers. Now, how far is the person away from the starting point O? Okay. So basically what the question is asking is that a person climbs a hill. Okay. So what the question is about, a person climbs a hill in a straight path from point O on the ground in the direction of what? Now they have mentioned that in the direction of northeast and reaches a point A after traveling a distance of what? Now after traveling a distance of 5 kilometers. Then from the point A, he moves to point B in the direction of what? Now in the direction of northwest. Let the distance AB be 12 kilometers. Okay. Now how far is the person away from the starting point O? So this again came in 2016. So you are observing, right, that how many questions came in 2016? Now one question and now again 2 questions. So that means 2 questions came in 2016 only. So that means what? In 2014 also 2 questions came, 2015 1 question came and 2016 2 questions came. So that means every year 1 to 2 questions are coming from this particular topic. Now let's see how to solve this particular question. Okay. So what exactly this question is saying? Firstly, that a person climbs a hill in a straight path from point O, that is from point O. Let's say this is my point O. Okay. On the ground in the direction of northeast and reaches a point A after traveling a distance of 5 kilometers. So northeast. Now this is my north. So this is my east. So that means my northeast will be this direction, which is 5 kilometers. So that means this distance is 5 kilometers. Next, what they have said, then from the point A, he moves to point B in the direction of northwest. Okay. Let the distance AB be 12 kilometers. Okay. So that means from here, northwest. Now see, from here now they are moving. So now see, suppose this is the straight line. Okay. So if I consider this one, then which is my north direction? This is my north direction. Which is my northeast? Then this will be my northeast, right? Because they have mentioned that from point A, now from point A is my base point. Previously, my point O was my base point, but now they have clearly mentioned in the question that from point A, he moves to point B in the direction of northwest. That means point A is my base direction. So what is the distance of between AB and this is my point B? So what is the distance? Not 12 kilometers. Now what they are asking, now how far is the person away from the starting point O? Okay. So that means basically they are asking this particular thing, that what is the distance of this. So basically they are asking this particular distance. Now see, what we can say from here, we can say that this is my 90 degree. So this one, we can simply say that it's a right angle triangle OAB. Again, where we need to find out. So what we need to find out? We need to find out OB, which is nothing but my hypotenuse, is equal to AB, which is my base, plus OA, which is my height. So over here, it is coming as 12 square plus 5 square, that is 144 plus 25, which is 169. So therefore, OB is how much? Now OB will be root over of 169, which is 13. So that means my final answer will be which one? Now final answer will be my option B, which is 13 kilometers. So I hope you understood this question. So why? Okay, now the main thing means you might be guessing that why I have taken this as my base point while considering the point AB. I could have taken this also, right? Like how we were doing it previously. But in this case, they have clearly mentioned that this is my, from point A they are considering. So that means that is why this will be my base point. So this was all about the 5 questions that we have discussed it. So now one thing you have seen, right, that all these 5 questions are of the similar pattern only. The language might be different, the values might be different. That's it, and nothing else. Apart from that, the main concept behind this particular topic remains the same. So in next session, we will be dealing with the other 10 questions. So with that, we will be covering up all the questions that came in the year 2000, that came from this particular topic till 2000, from 2013 till 2025. So till then, study hard. Thank you.